Hello everyone, Rare Model Reviews here, and today we'll be looking at the SH Figuarts Mecha Frieza. So, this is one I actually had for quite a bit, but with all the other gunpla I had quickly coming up and getting built and what have you, I kind of postponed this guy, but I believe now is the time to go ahead and do a review of him, so let's go and check him out. So as per standard with all of these figurized figures, he looks like he came straight out of the anime, and he looks incredible. No coloring needs to be done. Maybe you can make a black X on the chest there. That might make a little scar on his chest pop a little bit more. But besides that, I mean, it looks great. The silver they use here looks amazing. Definitely gives him that metallic look. I have no complaints whatsoever with the sculpt of this guy, as well as, of course, the scaling of him. So we're going to go ahead and get straight into articulation. No need to beat around the bush. So Frieza is capable of doing an Exorcist 360. However, as you can see here, things want to pop off and whatnot if you do that. So yeah, we're going to calm down with that a little bit. The neck can move up and down. Very good margin. So this would be excellent for flying poses. Or if you want to make Frieza, I don't know, look down, because he's not going to be sad about anything. Too cocky for that. The arm can move up pretty high. The tail also is in very loosely, so I'm not surprised that fell off. I want to do both arms because they are asymmetrical, but I can assure you that even though they look different, they hold the same articulation. I feel like the arm crunch here, I'm not sure what you'd call that, or flex, could be a little bit better than this, but I mean, it's decent enough for the most part. I think you'd be able to get all the poses you want from that. Ball joint wrist on both sides. Also have that little bit of forward and back movement. The hips, I guess you could say, was move side to side. The abs can move up and down. Very wide margin. So again, these things always have great articulation. This is no exception. The legs can't quite do a split. There's some movement there if you notice that. They can go kind of up and down a little bit. Back kicks decent. Front kicks decent. I call that a perfect bend out of the legs, however. Great toe movement here. So unlike some of the other Frieza figures, there's no need for the extra, I guess you call flight pose feet for this thing. It's fine with what it has here. Get a good 360 out of the ankle there. And I believe that, well, that would be it for articulation, but I guess we got to put the tail back on. So tail has a very good range of articulation. It's just, again, it falls off a bit because it's very loosely connected to the body, but that is for good reason, and I will show you guys off why in just a bit. So, for those of you who are curious why the Frieza can stand with this giant tail, if you could get him planted well enough and centered, he indeed can. It's just, again, when you do like standing poses, or actually, I guess I missed out a little bit of articulation. The gauntlet looking thing can move around a bit as well. Moving around a little too much. Gets locked into places again. Both of the hands can move around, or arms, gauntlets, whatever, can move around just fine. So I'm really glad that they paid that attention to detail. Although the metallic side looks different from the fleshy side, again, they still have the exact same articulation, so I'm glad that is a thing. But, geesh. I feel like I lost my train of thought here. That's right, yeah. I was just saying, again, depending on the poses you put him in, you can have him stand up. It's just, again, you gotta make sure he's centered well enough. As, again, trying to just have him stand tall, you gotta kind of, again, like I said, kind of widen his stance and whatnot, make sure everything's centered. And then, for the most part, he can stand up. But, that being said, we're gonna go ahead and look into his, accessories. So let's go ahead and look at those. So taking a look at the accessories, I guess we'll go with the most polarizing one here, and that is this body that can be utilized with the limbs to recreate the scene of Frieza getting cut in half by Trunks. So I was actually shocked that they had something like this, and this is the main reason why I got this thing. I already wanted Mecha Frieza second. I seen him, but when I seen that it comes with this, I could not, miss out on this thing. So I, of course, went ahead and bought it. So we're going to, of course, be taking a better look at that in just a moment. But he has three additional heads. There's the angry face, the cocky face, I'm not sure what you'd call that one, and then this angry air face, hysterical face. But yeah, we of course have multiple sets of hands, of course, with half his body being cybernetic. Although these are the same poses for the hands or whatever, one of course is flesh and one is metallic. And then we have a nice stand here for utilizing Frieza in his chopped up state. So now that we've seen what this guy comes with, let's go ahead and see him on Frieza. All right, so not going too crazy here. We're going to exchange the hands, so I'll do it with the most dynamic looking one, and that of course is going to be the, if I can get it on, the Death Beam fingers here, or hands. So it's easy as taking off the hands and then twisting them in. I say easy as I struggle to do so. Now, unfortunately, this thing does not have any accessory pieces for this thing here. I do know that his third form has some accessory pieces for its Death Beam, so I'm curious if that'll work. I doubt it, because I'm pretty sure the thing has bigger hands, but let's go ahead and see. So I already know this isn't going to work, but I had to at least try. So of course it does not, because the attachment point is for 2 fingers, whereas this one does it with 1 finger for some reason, so that's weird. So it's not going to work, but I mean, maybe if you put some tack in here, you could probably get something to go off there. But again, it's kind of disappointing they give some of the beam effects for some of these things and not the others, but I mean, it comes with this, so I guess I can't complain too much. But I'm actually going to go ahead and switch out the hands one more time, only because I think these hands are a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? They fit in with the final accessory piece I'll show off a bit more, so I'm going to go ahead and show it with these ones instead. Now, for the next part here, we of course have changing out the head. So to do so, you have to take off the head, and then you go and reattach these little extra bits onto it, just like so. And then you go ahead, oop, geesh. And then you go ahead and pop Frieza's big old head back on. I could do so without any boo-boos or what have you. There, oh. So this thing's a little tricky to get on, mainly because this ball joint moves around while you're trying to put it in. But there we go. You can, of course, get it done. But sometimes you don't get it in the right way, because I'm sure they want this joint to be on straight, but there we go. I think I got it this time. So there we go. Now, there of course are multiple heads, so I'm not going to go crazy showing off all of them. However, I do want to do a quick size comparison before I break them apart and attach them to the other body here. So we are going to take out his older brother, which is quite a, well, who is quite a bit bigger than Frieza. Now, I always thought that they would have been the same size, because their final forms look so similar, but Cooler is quite a bit taller than his little brother, as you can see. Actually, now that I stand next to each other, even the silhouettes looking quite a bit different, so I guess their final forms aren't quite as similar as I thought. Or, no, this is his standard form. His final form is actually more buffed up and spiky looking, but we now have Trunks next to both of them, and okay, they're both kind of short. Frieza's just super short. But now that we, of course, have the scene here, or rather the stage set for the scene here, I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I'm going to go ahead and put Trunks into the pose. You know I'm going to put him in, and then we'll go ahead and break Frieza apart and attach him onto the base. All right. So the process of getting Frieza into his sliced state, I'm not sure how you describe it. It's as simple as simply removing all of the limbs from this guy. You can leave this stump here alone. You would then attach the tail onto the other body, followed by, of course, the arms. You can do this in any order you want. It's just this the order I'm doing it. Now, one issue I have with the legs is I feel like the legs do not stick on very well at all. So do not spec these things, at least the way they work on mine. I can't expect them to be on very tight, but voila, simple as that. You now have Frieza in his slice state. So of course, thanks to you just simply attaching the legs onto Frieza, you can move him around in some different spots here. So there is a small amount of posing you can do with him in this manner. So that's actually pretty cool. You don't have him in just like one static place. You can, again, do a little bit of posing with them and decide, you know, how you want him to be displayed while he's being sliced in half by Trunks here. And then there's just a hole in his back that you would put the action base into, which of course you can have him posed off midair, again, in various different poses as well. Again, the left one, yeah, I think it's the left one. The left one goes on just fine. This right leg does not want to stick in very well, but geez, it's killing me here. It gets on well enough, I suppose, for you to get the job done. So if I get him angled just right, there we go. You can then go ahead and bring Trunks into the fold here. And again, just kind of show off that nice display of Frieza getting cut in half by this guy. So I absolutely adore the fact that they gave us this extra display in an accessory piece for Frieza being cut in half. As again, it just really allows you to do some nice cool poses and whatnot. Now, without further ado, you know what I'm gonna be recommending this thing. And it's going to be a high recommendation. If you're a fan of Frieza, if you're a fan of Mecha Frieza, or you just think this scene you can recreate is just amazing, I don't see why not buy it. I'm not a huge fan of Frieza, but I'm a big enough fan that, as you can see, I bought this thing. And I do like Mecha Frieza. I do think Mecha Frieza looks pretty cool, so I have no regrets. I'll say that much. But there's no reason to draw this review out any longer than I already have. So as always, give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date to all my videos and whatnot that I have coming in the future. It's free. And drop some comments down below. What do you think of this thing? I know you think this is pretty cool. And I love the fact that they've been doing a lot more of things like this with their P-Bandai releases that kind of combo together with other figures and whatnot, whether it be fellow P-Bandai releases or standard releases like Trunks is, as again, it's just really nice and dynamic, and really helps you create some of those legendary moments from the DBZ series. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video / review.